The History of Light. This is BlueBrixx set 103070. It was released in the year 2021 for about €30. This construction block set consists of 654 pieces. The bricks in the set are compatible to bricks by other construction blocks companies like Lego, Kobe, Mega, and so on. The designer of the set is BlueBrixx designer Marco. I already showed you other designs by him, like the BlueBrixx Pirate sets, the timbered city gate, or quite recently the half-timbered barn with vegetable garden. This design here was his first design for BlueBrixx, or better said, he applied for a job at BlueBrixx with this design. And what BlueBrixx did is that they turned his set into a BlueBrixx special set. A special set means that we don't get printed building instructions. We have to download a PDF file from the BlueBrixx website. There are also no building sections. The bricks are not pre-sorted. They don't come in numbered bags. So we have to open more or less all of the bags before we start with the build, and then search for the needed bricks at each individual building step. Another thing about the special sets is that they don't come with any fancy box design. The box looks quite boring, but that's fine for me. I don't care about the box. I'm interested in what's inside the box. Inside the box we find these bags here with a surprisingly high amount of colorful bricks. What we also find inside the box displeasingly is this sticker here. We don't get a printed tile, we have to apply a sticker to the tile during the building process. And placing stickers is really something which I don't like. What's interesting is that once you have downloaded the building instructions, you can see that it differs from other BlueBrixx building instructions. I have never had a BlueBrixx set before which had this kind of introducing or introduction text here. It's just a single sentence, but at least we get to know a bit of background about the set here. So our set depicts the history of light between 1903 and 1969. But I guess we would have known this also by just looking at the build itself. Okay, then I will start with step 1 now, and I will come back to you as soon as something doesn't work like shown in the instructions, or as soon as I see something interesting. Step 2. We already encountered our first unpleasant surprise. So we have built this part of the base so far, and now we want to make it a bit longer as shown in the instructions. We do this with the help of these plates here. And well, I have to say the plates aren't really good quality. The first plates we used were okay-ish, but the rest of the plates now really isn't good quality. Have a look, the plates don't lie flat on the table here. They are completely bent. Some of the plates are more bent than others, but there isn't really a single plate which is completely flat. Let's hope there is enough pressure from the construction here that the plates will be pushed flat to the ground, but I don't know if this really is the case. I'm not optimistic. We will see. Step 3. Placing these tiles here surprisingly did the job. The whole construction is flat now. Huh, I didn't expect this to happen. That's cool. But have a look at the tiles. There are quite big color differences. The shade of this black here is completely different than the shade of this black here. This black here is more grayish than this one. Also, the bricks aren't the nicest to look at. So, for example, this brick here has this quite visible injection hole. Or have a look at this brick here. It's the typical BlueBrixx injection hole at the stud here. I don't like this. Luckily, all the studs will be covered, and I also think that the whole surface here will cover, so the injection holes won't be visible. But if you want to reuse the bricks for a mock, you really have to pay attention that you use it only at positions where the studs are covered. By the way, I didn't sort the bricks before I started with the build. Normally I do this with BlueBrixx sets because it just saves a lot of time when you don't have to search for an individual brick at each building step. But I think in this case, with just about 650 bricks, it isn't really necessary to sort them before you start with your build. There isn't much searching time. It's quite easy to find the needed bricks. Step 17. I think we just have created some clouds, and the construction for the clouds looks quite fragile. We have placed several of these transparent plates on top of each other, and then we have attached these 1x4 plates in white to them. They are only attached by one stud each. This looks very fragile, but the clutch power is high enough, so everything is actually quite sturdy, or at least sturdy enough for such a build. Step 18. In this step we have placed tiles with 3 different shades of blue. And no, this is not because of the brick quality. They are really supposed to be in these different shades. And I think this is really great. I like it when we got these smooth transitions here. Step 20. Some of the tiles really have bad tolerances. You can see here they don't interlock correctly. You really have to be a finger Hercules to interlock them properly. Or maybe use a hammer or something like that. This sucks a bit. Step 23. In this step we have to place 12 of these stars. And I think this is a piece which is new to me. I can't remember that I have used it before. LEGO introduced this piece in 2013 and it appeared so far in 199 LEGO sets, but as far as I know, not in the color white. Step 71. We have completed the main part of our build, but we have placed so many tiles on plates that the edges of our build start to bend upwards once again. To solve this problem, we are going now to build a sturdier underconstruction on top of which we will place this whole build here. And once these two elements are connected to each other, I think we will have gotten rid of this problem here. Step 84. In this step we have to place only studs, or single studs, or ironing beads, whatever you want to call them. BlueBrixx uses them in quite a lot of their sets to invert the building direction. So you can see we got here a anti-stud, a negative stud, and when we place the only stud in this anti-stud, it looks like this. In this case, we are doing this so that we can place these pieces here like this. Normally, BlueBrixx sets come with a bar, which we can use as a tool. We stick the bar here in the single stat, then we stick the whole thing in the anti-stat. We push down the single stat, remove the bar, and voila, the stat is placed in the anti-stat. But this set doesn't come with a tool. Maybe it's because this is one of the older BlueBrixx sets. Maybe back then they didn't insert a bar as a tool in these sets, but well, we have to live now without this tool. To place the stat now, I'm going to remove this little part here, and I hope that I can place it like this. No, this didn't work. It's also not easy to just use your hand and stick it in there. You have to be very precise, and I think this method here is easier than just putting it in there. Nope, didn't work. Nope, didn't work. This might take a while. Maybe when I use my other hand. I got a bit more feeling in the right hand. But not enough. Oh, this is really annoying. When we use a bar as a tool, this would be a thing of seconds. But without a tool, it's extremely difficult. Hey, I got it. I pushed it a bit too deep into this brick, but I hope this won't be a problem. Because removing these things without a tool is even more difficult than to interlock them. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this works fine. Time for the next step. Step 88. According to the instructions, our build is complete, but we still have to apply the sticker here, which is not mentioned in the instructions at all. And have a look here at what kind of awfulness awaits us here. This really is the worst kind of sticker. You can see here we got these two 2x3 tiles, and we have to apply this single sticker over those two tiles at once. I really hate this. You can't disassemble the build without destroying the sticker. Why have they done this? They should have used a 2x6 tile instead, and then we wouldn't have any problem at all. Normally, I don't apply these kind of stickers. This is just bad design, but I will give it a try now. What I'm going to do now is that I will apply the sticker over those two tiles, and then I will try to cut with a very thin knife through this gap here, and hopefully I can make two stickers out of this one sticker. We will see. Okay, I have applied a sticker, and this really was no easy task. Have a look at the sticker. It's almost exactly the same size as the two tiles combined, there is absolutely no room for error. And now I even have to be more precise because I'm going to try to cut the sticker in half. Wow, this worked surprisingly well. Well, then let's reattach the tiles now to the rest of the build. And once we have done that, the build is complete. It's really cool that it's so colorful. Let's have a look at the individual steps of the evolution of light. So, the first step is the airplane of the Wright brothers. But I think here is an error. I placed the plane like shown in the instructions, but I don't think this is right. So you can see the planes here ascend, and then on the other side the vehicles land. But this plane here it's attached to the wrong way around. It's landing, or no, it's crashing. I think this is the front. Yeah, this should be placed like this because the airplane of the Wright brothers looked like this in the front, and the rudders here were in the back. Let me just place this. Alright, now the plane is flying in the right direction. The next step in the evolution is this. I think it's in World War II airplane, I have no idea. But it looks quite cute, and it flies above this little town or village down here, which really looks cool with all these little houses and these trees. The next plane definitely is a blackbird. It's flying very high. You can see how small the mountains are. And yeah, that's doing his surveillance stuff, I guess. And maybe setting some speed records. And now, the final step in the evolution is Apollo 5, I would say. Here we got the launch pad from which the rocket started. Then here we are leaving Earth. Here we are in space with all the stars, and here we have landed. The Eagle has landed on the moon. And here is the little command module which flies around the moon, and yeah, with the poor astronaut who couldn't land on the moon, who had to wait for his two other guys to return, and then they all went back to Earth. This is a really neat little set. It has some flaws, like that two of the tiles had bad tolerances, and a really bad design choice is that the sticker goes above over two tiles. But if we ignore a sticker, then I would say this is a really nice set.